It's quite the find. Hello friends, and welcome back to Crow's Thrifty Finds. My name is Melanie. So first off, I just want to do a quick little thank you to all of you watching my channel. This channel just hit 6,000 subscribers, and that has been a goal of mine for a while. So thank you all for subscribing. And of course, if you like this channel and you haven't subscribed yet, always a good thing to do. That way you can make sure you're notified of my new videos as soon as they come out. But yes, thank you all. So I'm definitely celebrating that first off. But let's talk reselling. Moving right along. This is a no-nonsense channel, right? So my sales week was phenomenal this week on eBay, and I've been listing pretty much every day. Having bought these large toy lots that I have, I've got a lot of Transformers, and then I've got that vintage toy lot that I bought like an hour away from here. Having the two of those really helps because I have consistent inventory. And that's so important when you're reselling. So because I've been listing so consistently, I'm getting a lot of sales, and I've got good stuff, which always helps, because if you list every day but you list a bunch of garbage, is it going to sell? Probably not as likely. So let's talk about what sold for me this week. First off, we have a vintage container of baby powder. Vintage expired beauty products are money. So I paid $5 for this. I had it priced up at $40 and it was kind of just sitting. So I marked it down to $30 and it sold very quickly after that. So I think it was just one of those deals where I wasn't pricing it high enough. Low enough, sorry. So that was a nice flip, just the same. Next, we have a Swatch watch. Swatch watches can be great. I haven't really talked about them a ton, at least not lately. But they are great if you can find them. There are collectors of them. You know what's really nice too is that if the battery's dead, they replace it for the life of the watch at Swatch. So I've bought them before with dead batteries and they've mailed me new ones. So if you don't feel in a hurry to list it right away and it's got a dead battery, just know that. So I paid $10 for this, paid up for it a little bit, and then it sold for $30. So it was, my typical $20 before eBay fees that I like to make. So that was good. Next, we have a North Face jacket. This was a really nice jacket. This was actually a kid's jacket, but it just goes to show that kids' clothes should not be avoided when it comes to reselling. You just have to be careful with what you pick. So this I bought for around $5, possibly even slightly less. I can't remember where I bought it from, but I just know I didn't buy it on a markup. So yeah, very little. And it sold for just under $32. Nice flip. Now, first item from that toy lot that I bought an hour away, Mortal Kombat figure. I didn't even know these things existed, and I looked it up thinking it was G.I. Joe, but it's not. It is Mortal Kombat. So these sold, this figure sold for $21. So just this teeny tiny little figure. So just a small piece of a big puzzle with all these toys that I bought. But I look up everything because you just never know. Next, we have a snow globe, a Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I could not find comps for this when I looked it up, but I knew Rudolph was collectible. People want Rudolph, and because I couldn't find it, new or completed, I thought maybe this is kind of rare. I traced it back to Kmart, so that goes to show that it's old. But anyways, I paid $5 for it, and it sold very quickly for $39. Who doesn't love Bumble and Rudolph, right? So even after Christmas, this kind of stuff still sells. Next, we have a Transformer, a new Transformer. I have quite a few of these. These are in that other lot that I bought, so you'll see these being featured in, videos because I'm selling quite a few of them. You can get new product like this, and they're not the newest Transformers ever, so, that helps too. People want these. I sold this one for $33. Next, we have a WWE figure. Now, this figure looks awfully similar to one that sells in the thousands, and I freaked out for a minute when I got it because I thought it was the thousands something dollar figure, but it was not, but still a good figure. Apparently, this particular WWE guy, Jeff Hardy, I think his first name was Jeff. Hardy is his last name, but anyways, this figure sold for $40, and I'm working to get out of the red and into the green for this wrestling lot. This is the first piece that's sold. I haven't listed the bulk of the wrestlers that I bought. I mean, it is a tub of almost 100 of them. So typically a lot that large of WWE wrestlers, and a lot of these are the more fancier elite ones that move more. Those are, going in for hundreds and hundreds of dollars. So I mean, the profit on this lot is crazy because I paid $60 for everything. So good deal. Next, we have a lot of Dr. Seuss books. This was also from that toy lot. There was a few books in there, kind of random, but good books. This guy was a great picker. I had no idea these Dr. Seuss books were worth what they're worth. So now all you know. So definitely be on the lookout for these Dr. Seuss books because they are big money. And these were not in good condition, guys. And they sold very quickly for $135. So thanks to that sale, I am almost in the green on this lot. I am getting very close. Not quite there just yet, but very close. Next, we have a Yankee Candle, brand new. I looked it up and saw big dollar amounts, and that was a wonderful thing to see on my phone at Goodwill. And they wanted $10 for it. They had it marked up because it's new, but I was willing to pay $10 because I knew it would sell for $75. So it sold very quickly. It was a rare scent. So Fireside, if you see it with the white label, you definitely want to pick it up. Next, we have a cute little Hello Kitty drawer set. I picked this up. I just thought it was cute. I got it at a garage sale for $5, and it did sit for a little while. Hello Kitty stuff is kind of hit or miss. Some of it can be great, some of it not as great, and sometimes I just don't know. So this sold, $24.49. Happy to see it go. Next, we have another item for the toy lot. This is the Big Jim Kung Fu Studio. Really cool. Didn't have anywhere near all the accessories, but still sold for $100. So definitely a good thing to be on the lookout for when it comes to vintage toys. It doesn't really look like anything all that special. It's just kind of a case, but yeah, good money. Next, a little retail arbitrage. I purchased this Stanley tumbler. The sports store in my town, sports apparel store, had a sale on their Stanleys where a bunch of them were only $10 each. And I also got rewards or something like that. So I can't even remember what happened. Somehow I got one for free for $10. So that was supposed to be $10, but I didn't end up paying anything for it. I forget why at this point. But yeah, so I've had these listed, and this one sold, as you can see, for $45. So great profit there. Next, we have, this was a great flip. This brand new, it's dead stock, so it's an older jacket, but I paid only $4 for it. These sweet old people had a really cool garage sale, and they had this brand new Green Bay Packers leather coat, and I paid $4 for it. It was like, take my money. And it sold for $75. Leather coats are not selling like they used to, so I'm not promoting leather coats necessarily, but these NFL coats can be collectible. So, and the Packers is sort of a timeless team with a loyal fan base, so I knew it was a safe buy at $4. So it sold for $75. Next, kind of an odd bolo. This worm in an apple puppet. I couldn't believe the comps when I looked it up, but it was kind of a weird brand, and I just, my gut just told me to look it up, and sure enough, bolo. So bought it for $5, sold it for $39. Why is it so expensive? I don't know, but look for it. Next, we have a Dooney & Bourke wallet. I paid $5 for this at a garage sale, sold it for $36.50. It did sit for a little while, but there is some Dooney stuff that's worth picking up. There was quite a few of these wallets sold, so it didn't sell right away, but I'm still happy that I got it. Next, we have I don't know how to pronounce this, Kuhl? Is it Kuhl? I don't know. Kuhl vest. And I paid up for this a little bit. And no, honestly, this brand is pretty popular in North Dakota, but I don't think it's popular everywhere. So honestly, I kind of stopped buying it because the stuff is just sitting on eBay. So I'm glad that this sold, because this was literally my first item by this brand that sold. But it did sell for $46. So, I did make a profit on it. It just took a while, and it's, not a great thing to flip, in my opinion. Maybe one of those things that, I probably should have just listed locally and tried to flip it that way, but live and learn. Next, we have a Department 56 Easter type house. Christmas village, Easter house, whatever you want to call it, because it's Easter, not Christmas. So I paid $7 for this at it was at a sale at a elderly folks home. So they did like a rummage sale, and it was name your own price, and so I named $7 as the price. Sold it for $48. Next, we have a Schleich stallion figure. I have made so much money on these Schleich horses, and this was one of the special ones. This is one of the more rare ones. So I sold this one for $37. That's all profit, all in the green. Next, Bolo alert again. If you all aren't aware, many electronic handheld games are not worth picking up. However, this one is. So Yahtzee, the gold edition, sells for $40, and it sells super fast. Somebody with a lot of feedback buys these things up. I don't know what they do with them, but just know that if you get it and you price it right, it will go very fast. I've sold this item more than once, and it's a great thing to have. I picked this up it was part of the toy lot that I got, so I was super excited when I saw it in there. I was like, well, there's $40 in my pocket. So excuse me, that was good. Next, this was on my bucket list, everybody. I have been looking for Forever Red, the perfume from Bath and Body Works. This is a rare one. And this one was new. Now, Goodwill knew what they had. They priced it for $50, but I waited. My Goodwill does Blue Bag Wednesdays, where the whole store is 25% off. So I waited, took my chances, rolled the dice that the perfume would still be there. I'm thinking at $50, it probably will be. And it was kind of just tucked in the back of a case. So lo and behold, it was still there. And I got it for $37. Turned around, sold it for $155. Probably will never see it again. But if you do happen to see it while you're out and you can get it for a good deal, it is worth picking up. It will sell quickly. Next, I've mentioned this on my channel before. I pick these up often. I see them quite a bit in my area. Another Under Armour Realtree camo jacket. I was lucky on this one. It was in the kids department, but it was put there incorrectly. It was actually a woman's medium. So I paid the kids price for the jacket, which who knows, $3 or $4, and then turned around and sold it for $45. So those jackets are wonderful to find. I've got a men's one still listed because I've got that one priced up in the high 60s, but they're great jackets to flip. And that's going to about wrap it up for today. I hope you all enjoyed the video and maybe learned some new bolos. There definitely were some good ones that sold this week. So hopefully you all are learning. Feel free to leave a comment about sales that you've had recently. Hope your sales are going well also. And until next video, this is Melanie. This channel's name is Crow's Thrifty Finds. I'll see you next week.